So Fang Yuan has severe social anxiety and got flash married 3 years ago. He was too terrified to even meet his CEO wife, Bai Ningbing, once, but when they finally cross paths again, he is literally in a bar chasing down a gorgeous woman for her socials. Using the classic excuse that he has been single since birth until a woman nearby scoffs, Fang Yuan, is our marriage certificate registered to a dog? That icy, dangerously familiar voice? It instantly sends a massive shiver down his spine. He takes a closer look. Oh no, his short-tempered wife, who has been abroad for 3 whole years, is officially back. Talk about a plot twist. To be fair, his bro just got dumped and was crying his eyes out in the bar, begging the universe for a girlfriend because he cannot handle the heartbreak anymore. He points to a stunning, long-legged woman sitting in the shadows nearby. He begs Fang Yuan to save his life and grab her contact info. Fang Yuan just yawns. No shot. He is a man of morals. After all, he is technically married, even if he has not seen his wife since the wedding. But the bro gives him the puppy eyes, threatening to go back to his toxic ex. Cut to a few minutes later, and Fang Yuan is holding his friend's phone. He taps the woman's shoulder with his best charming smile and says, "Hey, beautiful. Can I get your socials?" he asks as politely as possible. She looks down, catching his gaze behind his gold-rimmed glasses. Her eyes are deep and completely unreadable. Okay, his bro actually has insane taste. This woman is pure class, elegant, mature, and totally out of place in this loud, chaotic bar. She has been sitting in the corner, occasionally chatting with her companions. Every single gesture is perfectly poised. But then she speaks. Sorry.
I do not give out my socials. She shuts him down without a second thought.
Her cold, misty vibe makes her completely impossible to read. People around them start chuckling, but Fang Yuan is determined to help his wingman win. He holds the phone up, looking at her with absolute puppy dog eyes. You know, I have been single since the day I was born. Please take pity on a sad soul. The woman narrows her eyes, watching his pitiful act completely unfazed. He starts sweating. This sob story usually works every single time. Why is she built different? Suddenly, a brilliant shimmer catches his eye. It is an insanely expensive necklace. A famous brand spring limited edition, the exact one he bought for a fortune and sent to Europe. He sent it to appease his cheap wife, telling her to focus on her work while he stayed home. He even used his social anxiety as an excuse to avoid visiting her. But right now, that very same necklace is sitting beautifully on this woman's neck. Talk about a bad omen. He gets a terrible feeling. Suddenly, the people around her burst out laughing. Boss, bye! Honestly, this is wild. Did you not say your husband has social anxiety? He looks pretty lively to us. The dim bar lights cast a terrifying, shadow-filled glow over Bai Ningbing's face. Fang Yuan tries to bolt, but he's instantly grabbed and dragged right back to her side. Her voice is smooth, chillingly calm, and unbothered. Fang Yuan. Since you have been single your whole life, did I sign my marriage papers with a dog? Dragged to the center of the crowd, he realizes her whole group is there for a business meeting. So, do all socially anxious people love partying in clubs? Bai Ningbing asks, locking her gaze on him. He instantly shakes his head like a maniac. No, this is literally my first time. If Bai Ningbing finds out he is living the high life on her credit cards back home, is she actually gonna end him right here? Oh, he is so cooked. Mr. Fang, nice to see you again. Where's your girlfriend from last time? Suddenly, a familiar hand drapes over Fang Yuan's shoulder. It's the bar owner. Fang Yuan's hand shakes as he points at him in absolute panic. Fang Yuan tells him to shut up, and the owner quickly covers his mouth, realizing he messed up. Bai Ningbing just smiles coldly and slams a fat stack of cash on the table. She asks what else he bought, demanding the owner spill everything right now. The greedy owner beams, saying Fang Yuan only ordered models a few times. She smirks, asking if these models were supposedly more suitable for his social anxiety. What a massive betrayal! At this point, she completely freezes him out on the ride back. She quietly works on her tablet while Fang Yuan keeps babbling next to her, trying to explain. He desperately insists those models were for his bro, and that other girl was just his bro's sister. A pretty sister who loves calling you big brother? Bai Ningbing asks, her head still down.
Her expression remains completely unreadable while her slender fingers slowly tap on her laptop.
Her icy tone sounds like a literal death warrant, sending absolute shivers down his spine. He pulls out his phone for help, only to find his group chat has already exploded. Dozens of spammy voice notes absolutely fill his screen, so he nervously presses the phone to his ear. His bro bets that Fang Yuan can get her WeChat, bragging about what he said earlier. He literally bragged that this gorgeous woman is built to bear twins in a single night. Just as he tries to tell them they have the wrong guy, the car's atmosphere turns frozen.
Bai Ningbing is staring right at him, her lips pressed into a razor-thin line.
She is barely holding back pure rage because his loud planning from half an hour ago is now leaking out word for word from his loud phone speaker for her to hear. His bro's voice blares out, "She is so gorgeous, we will let you have her." The driver silently raises the privacy barrier, leaving them in a dark, tense space. Bai Ningbing slowly sets her tablet aside and repeats the words, "A house full of kids." She slowly repeats his exact words back to him without a single trace of warmth. She asks Fang Yuan why he doesn't take this blessing, making him shake in pure terror.
He cowers against the car door, stammering that his health is way too weak for that.
Bai Ningbing slowly takes off her glasses, leaning back with a long, heavy sigh. Just when Fang Yuan thinks she is letting it slide because of their age gap, she suddenly grabs him, pinning him onto her lap with a cold smirk, ordering him to strip his coat. She warns him she will ruin him if he refuses, just as the car finally stops at her estate. It is late, and the grand family mansion is fully lit as he follows her out of the car. His outer clothes are left in a messy pile in the back, and she gives him a quick look. She calmly tells him to button his suit, making him realize he completely misread her wild intentions. Turns out she just brought him to a family dinner, and trust me, things are about to get messy. A young guy is waiting inside, instantly greeting her as Sister Bai Ningbing. Her stepfather smiles, explaining that He Qiang absolutely insisted on coming over the second he heard. He Qiang is actually the son of her stepfather's close childhood friend. He is super close with the family elders, and word on the street is, the elders always wanted them married before he left for Europe to study literature. That put things on hold, but rumors say there is more to it. Some even claim she flew to Europe the day after their wedding just to chase him. Did they return together? Her stepfather smiles and pulls out a chair, calling He Qiang over. He wants Bai Ningbing to sit right next to him, but she is about to call Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan floats over like a starving ghost, eyes practically glowing. He's absolutely starving, so he flops down right next to He Qiang. That leaves only one empty seat left, right across from He Qiang and him. Bai Ningbing's stepdad feels the awkwardness and tells her to sit right next to him. While Fang Yuan stuffs his face opposite her, the elders are busy hyping up He Qiang's success. The stepdad asks if He Qiang is staying in the country for good, hinting at something. He Qiang shoots a loaded, suggestive look at Bai Ningbing, but she just keeps eating. Occasionally, she just talks business with her father to ignore him, totally blanking He Qiang out. But then He Qiang makes a move. He slides Fang Yuan's favorite dessert right over to He Qiang instead. Leaving Fang Yuan with a sad plate of greens, talk about an awkward silence. You can literally hear a pin drop. Fang Yuan is about to lose it. But then his fork drops. He bends down and catches He Qiang's foot. Slowly sliding under Bai Ningbing's skirt, the audacity to flirt right under his nose is actually crazy. Fang Yuan takes a deep breath and decides to make a move on her leg himself. Bai Ningbing instantly drops her chopsticks in shock, even if they aren't that close yet. This behavior is pretty wild, but honestly, who cares? Is something wrong, Bai Ningbing? He asks with the most mischievous smirk. She clears her throat and plays it cool while Fang Yuan happily bites his bread. But under the table, his hand keeps sliding up. Her entire face freezes. She glares at him and asks coldly if he's done eating yet. Fang Yuan just blinks and grins, telling her he needs a quick break. Now, every single time He Qiang tries something, Fang Yuan counters with his own move. Bai Ningbing's face is literally pitch black now. She suddenly traps his hand between her thighs. He tries to pull back, but it's locked. Okay, now it's his turn to panic. He stares in shock.
Suddenly, she looks at him and asks why he stopped eating.
She teases him with a smirk, asking if something's distracting him. Not at all, he gritted out, forcing the most polite, strained smile. Under the table, he doubles down. Bai Ningbing's eyes widen as she grits her teeth.
Can't you just behave yourself? But seeing his smug grin, she loses it. She suddenly lets him go, stands up to announce she's done, and storms off under everyone's gaze.
She rushes upstairs while He Qiang instantly drops his chopsticks and follows right behind.
He Qiang pursues her to the study, calling out that he has a gift for her.
Fang Yuan copies He Qiang's voice sarcastically while complaining to his friends back in his room.
If she is so obsessed with him, why even get married to me?
The boys tell him He Qiang is just trying to flex his absolute dominance. They warn him she's showing she can have any guy she wants in an open marriage. Just to force him to show her some respect, Fang Yuan instantly leaps out of bed. He asks what his next move is, and the boys tell him to seduce her. Make her fall for him, then totally break her heart. This petty revenge is going to be epic. Fang Yuan sneaks over to the study and cracks open the door. A soft light shines through, showing Bai Ningbing working on her computer. The screen's blue glow lights up her flawless face while his friends keep buzzing in his earpiece. They tell him not to be a coward and just go for it. With his 8-pack abs completely exposed to the draft, he is ready to conquer.
Deciding he wasn't going to let his life go to waste, Fang Yuan gritted his teeth and pushed the door open.
The door slammed hard against the wall, sending a loud, heavy crash echoing through the room. That immediately caught her attention, and Bai Ningbing slowly looked up, her eyes landing right on his outfit.
Her gaze darkened as she asked if he needed something, so he stopped pretending.
Clearing his throat, he walked right in.
He strode to her desk and quietly scanned the office.
Bai Ningbing leaned back comfortably against her cushion, her gentle eyes secretly sizing him up. Provoking him? Bold move. Fang Yuan sat right next to her, touched her leg, and called out to President Bai with a smirk. He suggested they discuss some business while Bai Ningbing's gaze slowly drifted down to his hand. She agreed with total warmth, so he pointed out that they barely even knew each other. He literally told her there was no point in getting closer, so they might as well just do their own thing. The office instantly went dead silent, but Bai Ningbing's expression didn't even flicker. She softly asked him to repeat that, and fearing she didn't catch it, Fang Yuan decided to double down. Raising his voice, he clearly repeated that they should just do their own thing. But then, boom, someone pushed the door open behind them, calling out about tomorrow's board meeting. It was Bai's mom, but her voice instantly died in her throat as Bai Ningbing quickly yanked Fang Yuan to her side. The desk perfectly hid his hand as she casually asked her mother what she was doing there. An incredibly heavy silence fell over the room. Honestly, watching this level of secondhand embarrassment had me screaming. Fang Yuan was completely frozen, with his mind going blank, wishing the floor would just open up and swallow him. Honestly, with his massive social anxiety, he could never explain this. Her mother cleared her throat, clearly feeling like an intruder. Bai Ningbing leaned in close, spotting his red ears. Amusement flashed in her eyes as she spoke up, telling her mom that she was the one who called him over. Since she took all the blame, her mom could only scratch her head, looking a bit flustered. She warned them that while young people are full of passion, they still need to mind their surroundings, warning her daughter to stop teasing him so much. Bai Ningbing nodded obediently, promising her mother that it absolutely would not happen again. Her mother quickly left, and things went quiet again. But now, Bai Ningbing's intense body heat was radiating right through her dress, making things incredibly warm. This position was way too intimate, and the physical contact had him so stiff he didn't dare to move. After a long silence, she teased him from above, asking if he was really that fond of showing off his abs. Honestly, teasing him like this was just too much, and he ended up running away while she laughed. The next day, he fled back to his apartment, but Bai Ningbing's assistant showed up right at his door. The assistant placed some fresh clothes in the bedroom, smiling as he mentioned that the boss bought him some shirts. Hearing that she expected him to know what to do with them, Fang Yuan felt his face burning up again. He stuffed everything under the bed, especially since he had a major book signing event to attend today. 3 years ago, some online friends egged him on, and he randomly posted a short, simple web novel. That completely unlocked his writing career, and things have been running totally wild ever since.
He has already written over 6 million words, but there is one massive secret Bai Ningbing can never find out.
It turns out he wrote a romance novel using their real names, and it still tops the charts. If you search her name online now, you will get way more than just her official corporate profile. Like, she literally got voted as the #1 most attractive female lead of the year. The author cooked so hard. He had no idea his casual writing would actually push her straight to the top of the popularity charts. Luckily, Bai Ningbing never looks at web novels, so unless some crazy plot twist happens, she will never know. She will probably stay in the dark forever, while his signing event is set right in the busy city center. A massive crowd of fans showed up at the venue. Aside from the book signing, the hosts actually set aside some extra time for fan interaction. Just as Bai Ningbing walked past with her business delegation, a fan eagerly asked Fang Yuan. When the book about Bai Ningbing would drop, Fang Yuan smiled, saying he was currently editing it. He promised to publish when the time was right, but talk about perfect timing. He looked up to find Bai Ningbing standing on the second floor, intensely listening to him speak. Even from that distance, he could swear he saw her raise an eyebrow. His heart sank immediately. Things were definitely starting to spiral out of hand. The fans even brought over a webtoon draft and some fanfiction about Bai Ningbing. They begged him to read it aloud, and Bai Ningbing stood right there listening to every word.
The second the interview wrapped up, Fang Yuan practically bolted. On his way home,
he got a frantic text from his manager, Tao, saying he was getting canceled online.
It turned out He Qiang's toxic fans were claiming Fang Yuan's book plagiarized their idol.
He Qiang was a rising star in the web novel scene, pulling massive traffic during a slump. Honestly, this clown only reached the top tier by shamelessly rewriting other people's work. Not long ago, he quietly snatched Bai Ningbing's exact character concept for his own book. He even straight up ripped off several of Fang Yuan's key plot points. But before Fang Yuan could even sue, He Qiang's own fans noticed the identical details. Without even checking the upload dates, those blind fans spammed Fang Yuan, calling him the copycat.
Tao laughed, saying the plagiarist was probably terrified of his own fans. Talk about instant karma.
Fang Yuan was low-key losing his mind, but Tao told him not to get upset. She said the drama was actually working in their favor, but the trending hashtags gave him a headache. Talk about worst timing ever. Did he really have to blow up this way? Could he even keep his secret safe now, especially with Bai Ningbing already suspecting him?
Too paranoid to go home, he hid in a nearby cafe, when suddenly,
a familiar voice spoke up behind him, saying they wouldn't dare compare themselves to seniors. Turning around, he actually saw the plagiarist He Qiang himself sitting at a table. He was surrounded by fangirls, and one of them was literally swooning over him. She gushed that he wrote way better than Fang Yuan, telling him to keep going. He Qiang smugly replied that they were negotiating a print edition, promising her a free copy. The girl squealed. Fang Yuan grabbed his coffee, walked over, and asked if he was He Qiang. The girl snapped, asking who he was. Fang Yuan just smiled and said he was a fan. The awkward fan quickly slunk away, leaving a perfect empty seat right across from He Qiang. He Qiang smirked and apologized, saying his fans had been a little wild lately. He said he hoped Fang Yuan would understand, admitting he knew Fang Yuan published first. But then he claimed he had never actually read a single page. He paused. Then he literally laughed out loud, calling some of Fang Yuan's writing pretty cringe. He even warned it would look bad to elders. Fang Yuan sneered, demanding an explanation for why his female lead had the exact same background, family history, and personality, and even the exact same living situation as Fang Yuan's character. He Qiang hesitated, then shrugged, and asked why he couldn't copy real-life inspiration too. The audacity is unreal. Fang Yuan suddenly remembered that the hero in He Qiang's novel had studied in Europe, harboring a crush on the female lead for 10 years before finally winning her over. Completely done talking to this clown, Fang Yuan got up and left him with a warning. He told him that his divorce from Bai Ningbing was far from over, so he should stop dreaming. He Qiang is furious, his face pale and speechless. Fang Yuan literally rushes home and locks herself in the study to painstakingly compare the two stories. Her own words were stolen, blended perfectly into his book. And readers are calling him a genius. Talk about a total nightmare.
Deep into the night, her rich husband Bai Ningbing opens the door. He finds her staring blankly, eyes red. She is muttering about sending that plagiarizing rat straight to hell. He turns on the light and a panicked Fang Yuan quickly shuts her laptop. He blocks her. "Did you write me into your story?" Surprisingly, he did not snitch to her parents. Before the wedding, her dad warned her not to start any major business,
since Bai Ningbing would easily keep her set for life without any worries. But she has her own dreams.
She stubbornly shields her screen, telling him someone is framing her. He pauses, asking who. Minutes later, he is at the desk. He sits staring deeply at the detailed plagiarism comparison chart. The highlighted parts basically scream she is the original, while she sits like a guilty student, occasionally stealing quick glances. His glasses reflect the intensely spicy romance line she wrote, which is peak comedy. Making a top executive read trashy web novels? A total waste of talent. But it is so entertaining. After a long pause, he slowly takes off his glasses and pinches his nose. She offers to handle it, but he tells her it is fine. He says he can take it, but the spicy second half is clearly too much. Flushed, he softly reads the stolen line, "Make it harder." Fang Yuan giggles. "Did you not hate me getting close to other guys?" Why tell her to go harder now? But he quickly turns the tables. He looks at a flustered Fang Yuan. "Relying on you is useless. I will handle it." Silence falls. She awkwardly points to He Qiang's stolen dialogue. She asks him to highlight that part. He takes the mouse. Slowly selecting it, he asks if she likes it rough as she works on the timeline. Meanwhile, the online drama blows up. Even though Fang Yuan posted her story first, people accuse her of copying, claiming she edited her chapters later to match his. His toxic fans even spread photoshopped screenshots as fake proof of her guilt. It goes viral instantly. Worse, He Qiang posts an update claiming that originality is his baseline. He says the story is based on his life and has a real female lead. With that bold claim, Bai Ningbing's real identity is quickly exposed. Classmates revealed they went to the same high school. Believing He Qiang is the actual male lead of Bai Ningbing's life? What a joke! They call Fang Yuan a thief. She gets ready to post their marriage certificate, only to find her account is muted. Her friend Tao Tao is absolutely fuming. She screams that their tactics are filthy, mass reporting her because she rarely posts. Since her account is inactive, the system auto-banned her, and support is closed for the weekend. Where on earth is he going to find a massive account to debunk these rumors? Fang Yuan literally has to watch himself trend online as everyone calls him a total hottie. Talk about wild. Some fans are even raiding his billionaire wife Bai Ningbing's social media. They spam her comments with his romance writing, and the Bai Group's lawyers are legendary for suing. Netizens are practically begging Fang Yuan to explain before his wife unleashes her legal team. People are asking what his deal is with He Qiang. Are they actually childhood besties? The drama hits both families, and Fang Yuan's mom immediately calls to lecture him for writing nonsense.
"Just a hobby," he protests.
His mom cuts him off instantly, yelling that no decent guy behaves like this. Who even posts this stuff online? She says his mother-in-law literally just called her. She orders him to go explain things to Bai Ningbing right now, then slams the phone down. Honestly, his family is super traditional, and his parents were always too busy working to care. All they ever wanted from him was to study hard and stay out of trouble. No one ever cared about his passions or what he actually wanted for his future. Literature crossed right off his college list. They forced him into finance instead, making him hope marriage would bring some freedom. But leaving home changed nothing. Now he's heading over to Bai Ningbing's corporate headquarters. She just finished a massive meeting and is walking out of the boardroom. A swarm of finance reporters surrounds her, but somehow a gossip journalist manages to slip in. This reporter shoves a phone in her face and boldly asks President Bai for a comment. He asks how she feels about being featured in a trashy romance web novel. Will her lawyers sue for damages? The question makes the cold CEO freeze mid-sentence. Seeing thousands of comments mocking her husband on the screen, she glances at the phone. She looks the reporter dead in the eye and coldly orders security to throw her out. That is when she spots Fang Yuan standing by the door, looking completely lost. Bai Ningbing rips off her microphone, pushes past the crowd, and heads straight for him. She naturally takes his hand, quickly apologizing to her business partners. Family comes first, and boom, she drags him away.
They head straight into her office just as the evening sun begins to set.
Warm, golden light filters through the blinds, casting soft shadows across the room.
Bai Ningbing sits him down on the sofa and grabs him a warm cup of water. She tells him he should have just called, leaving him completely confused. She pulls out her phone, taps away, and a moment later, his phone buzzes.
It is a notification.
Bai Ningbing officially tagged him on her massive account with a simple caption, "Married."
This is such a boss move. She immediately pins that 2-word post to her profile. Sitting right above all her corporate news, the post instantly breaks the internet.
Talk about a plot twist! The fans are literally crying tears of joy now.
Netizens are immediately tagging He Qiang, calling him a shameless homewrecker. Ignoring He Qiang entirely, Bai Ningbing calmly grabs her coat and asks about dinner plans. He asks if she is going home, and she laughs, asking where else a married woman would go.
She gets behind the wheel for the drive home, completely unbothered.
But as they crawl through the heavy rush hour traffic, Fang Yuan is sweating bullets. His mom is calling her on speakerphone, apologetic about the whole mess. She says they raised him poorly, while Bai Ningbing just quietly watches the road ahead.
Soft taps on the steering wheel break the quiet evening.
No explanations needed. The brilliant sunset glows like shattered fireworks across his face. That gentle, comforting voice lingering in the air somehow calms all the inner restlessness amidst the noisy city traffic. Fang Yuan stares, completely frozen. Bai Ningbing just smiles, saying it would be a shame for such writing to vanish. At home, his mom sighs. The internet is way too complicated. She worries about his total lack of experience. But Bai Ningbing promises to protect him, making Fang Yuan incredibly moved.
Wait, interesting stuff? What does that even mean?
Once his brother hangs up the phone, Fang Yuan nervously tries to stutter out some questions to find out. Bai Ningbing calmly cuts in to finish his sentence. Did you read all of it? Bai Ningbing just chuckles, playfully telling him to keep updating his story. Terrified, our boy shrinks into the corner. Naturally, the author friends group chat absolutely explodes.
What if he reads the spice? Fang Yuan buried himself under his blanket, wishing for death.
A writer's pen name is their literal life.
It is basically game over.
But his friends tell him to just shoot his shot. Since they are already married, why not? He tosses and turns in bed, overthinking the situation.
He scrambles up, deciding to talk.
The study has massive windows, framing the bright city neon lights.
Entering the room, only a single dim lamp glows.
Bai Ningbing sits quietly at his computer. He slowly looks up. Not asleep yet. His voice is incredibly soft. Fang Yuan hovers at the door, whispering back. His husband stares, his eyes suddenly turning intense. Our boy stammers that he came to say thanks.
Come inside then. The invitation completely ruins his escape plan.
With no excuse left, he steps inside. The colorful neon glow outlines Bai Ningbing's gorgeous features. Fang Yuan stands a safe distance away. Bai Ningbing takes off his glasses and sighs. How do you want to thank me?
Fang Yuan gets a sudden, reckless surge of confidence.
He literally lifts his shirt to flash his 8-pack abs. Talk about running out of options. Bai Ningbing slowly lets his gaze linger over him. Is this your only trick? His husband chuckles.
Humiliated, Fang Yuan's face burns bright red.
He wants to run away, but Bai Ningbing suddenly pulls him close. He whispers a breathless promise right against his ear. Is this cheating? Because at this exact moment, our boy finally sees what is on Bai Ningbing's laptop screen. It is his deleted, spicy chapters, and he completely panics as she looks at him with a grin.
Why are you reading that? She just smiles, saying she's actually a reader too.
And why not? Suddenly, the dark room fills with a tense heat.
Playing on his nerves, this beautiful boss wraps her arms around his neck.
Wrinkling his shirt, she completely shifts the vibe. It gets crazy hot. He gasps, Bai Ningbing, what are you doing? Her soft laugh echoes in the dark as she whispers for her husband to look at the screen. Act out your drafts? By midnight? His pride takes a massive beating and he literally passes out from sheer exhaustion. The next morning, his badass wife hands the entire plagiarism lawsuit over to her elite legal team.
Our boy sits right in the middle of the conference table.
The lawyers look at the colorful plagiarism comparison charts full of adult scenes and fall completely silent.
Talk about awkward.
But Bai Ningbing is totally calm, telling them to wrap it up fast. Within just a few days, his web novel shoots straight to the top of the hot search charts. Netizens start reading it like a spice guide. They are saying she is built different and really knows how to play. Readers want all the details. A few days after they sign the paperwork, the plagiarist He Qiang officially receives their legal notice. He gets sued, instantly freezing all his big drama deals. Everything is on hold. A week later, our boy runs straight into He Qiang outside a publishing house. The villain's files scatter all over the floor, and our boy instantly spots something interesting. He sees his rival's pen name printed in bold. He completely ignores him.
He Qiang yells from behind.
The plagiarist sneers that while his wife helped him a lot, what if she knew the target? What will she do? And get this guy actually whips out his phone and dials Bai Ningbing. The second she answers, he starts fake sobbing like a victim, calling out to Sister Ningbing. He cries that everything written in his book is completely true. Don't sue me, please. We do not know her reply, but after hanging up, He Qiang flashes our boy a smug, creepy grin like he already won. Our main character just rolls his eyes. Later that day, our boy instinctively pulls out his phone to check social media. Her marriage post is gone. It has completely vanished, along with the legal notice from her firm. Since this whole drama was trending online, the netizens noticed this sudden cleanup immediately. Literally the second she deletes the posts, a massive discussion thread starts. Did they break up? Some claim it is just a clout chase, while others start overanalyzing. They point out that in He Qiang's plagiarized novel, the main characters are childhood sweethearts. Rumor has it she married just to make He Qiang jealous and force his hand. Talk about wild theories! They say art mimics reality, so our boy exits the app and calls Bai Ningbing. But of course, the assistant picks up, saying President Bai just rushed out in a massive hurry.
He even left his phone behind. The assistant asks if there's any message to pass on.
They offer to relay it. No need. He acts cool, pockets his phone, walks a few steps, then immediately hails a cab. He storms straight to Bai Ningbing's office, looking so fierce that nobody even dares to block him. He gets inside completely unopposed and immediately demands the assistant hand over Bai Ningbing's phone. The assistant passes it over like a hot potato, and Fang Yuan immediately starts guessing the passcode. He tries both birthdays. Absolutely nothing works. He gives up, hands the phone right back. Under that bewildered stare, he shoots his manager Tao Tao a quick text. He asks if they have that out-of-town event, demanding they pack up and leave right now. By nightfall, Fang Yuan and Tao Tao are chilling in a 5-star hotel pool, checking out the scenery. Tao Tao asks why he just ran away instead of communicating like normal adults. Fang Yuan takes a sip of his cocktail, slumping against the edge, looking completely drained. He admits his pride got in the way after storming into the office to demand answers. He wanted a clear answer, but the man of the hour was not even there. It felt like punching cotton, and now that he has calmed down, he can't bring himself to ask. Tao Tao clicks his tongue, calling him out for simply refusing to admit he is in love. Fang Yuan mumbles, worried that Bai Ningbing actually deleted his post just because of He Qiang. Asking now would be so embarrassing, so he prefers acting like he does not care at all. I love this logic. If he never admits his feelings, he can never actually get hurt. Tao Tao looks totally done with him. Like, bro, you two are literally married already. Suddenly feeling super defensive, a tipsy Fang Yuan angrily splashes the pool water. He claims they are just ordinary friends, pointing randomly around the pool. He gestures toward a group of girls swimming nearby to make his point. He rants that marrying Bai Ningbing is no different from marrying any random stranger. Tao Tao goes completely silent, and honestly, can you blame him? Actually, his manager is not just silent. He is slowly staring at something right behind Fang Yuan. Sensing a massive shadow looming over him, our boy looks up and freezes. Standing right there is a very tired, very handsome, and very angry Bai Ningbing. He did not even change out of his winter coat, and his smile is downright terrifying. Bai Ningbing drags him away without a word while Cao Cao just silently wishes him luck. The manager ducks underwater to escape as the couple heads straight to their hotel room. The second they get inside, Bai Ningbing throws him onto the bed and starts ripping off his coat. Before Fang Yuan can even struggle, his own tie is used to bind his hands together. Tipsy and helpless, he can only listen as Bai Ningbing growls at him to finally learn his lesson. To punish him, Bai Ningbing leans down and gently bites his ear, sending shivers down his spine. Our completely clueless protagonist just mumbles back, asking what lesson he is supposed to learn. Bai Ningbing coldly asks if he remembers being told that the passcode is their wedding anniversary. Wait, what anniversary? What passcode? Fang Yuan's brain is completely short-circuiting right now. Suddenly, a phone is shoved into his hands as Bai Ningbing tries to catch his breath. He warns him that if he gets the code wrong, nobody is sleeping tonight. Suddenly, cold sweat breaks out. Oh no, he actually did mention that date before. But when on earth was it? Bai Ningbing easily reads the sheer panic on his face.
She chuckles softly. Honestly, it sounds like a literal death sentence.
Gritting her teeth, she spells out the passcode, 1014. Our terrified MC shivers as he types. With a click, the screen unlocks. The poor guy's legs immediately go weak. The screen shows a notification from this morning, explaining that her latest post got flagged because of comment violations. The post was temporarily hidden. She would have to appeal after cleaning up the mess. Bai Ningbing is totally disappointed. She tells him he should have at least remembered their wedding anniversary. Or at least waited for her to get back from handling company business instead of dropping this dramatic nonsense. He opens the comment section with shaking hands. What he sees next completely floors him. Honestly, the rival company played so dirty here. They hired a massive troll army to spam explicit stories all over her comments section. This got both her post and her legal team's updates thrown straight into the shadow ban zone. Of course, the post announcing their marriage was completely hidden from the public. But our jealous MC still stammers, pointing out that He Qiang called her and she still went out. Mentioning He Qiang only makes Bai Ningbing sound even more frustrated.
She explains her assistant got a call from some random guy earlier that morning.
The guy was just babbling and crying, and the assistant could not make out a single word. Her voice goes freezing cold as she asks why the guy would call her for a lawyer. Desperate to clear his name, our MC quickly pulls up his own call logs to check. But scrolling through the endless names, he spots a totally heartless and savage contact name. It was saved as Errand Boy for document pickups. Bai Ningbing does not even remember him. He compares the phone numbers, and yes, it is actually He Qiang's number. She switches off the lights, leaving only a dim bedside lamp to light the room.
Time to continue their little chat. Honestly, our MC clutches his chest in pure dread.
He whines that his heart hurts. She laughs out of pure frustration at his drama. Desperate to turn the tables, he tries to blame her for the whole misunderstanding. He accuses her of serving the guy dessert, but she shoots back, asking when she ever did that. He mentions the last family dinner. This sends Bai Ningbing into deep thought. He complains she gave He Qiang his okra. She sighs, not even remembering the dishes. Besides, she does not even like vegetables, leaving her completely silent for a long moment. Finally, her voice softens. She tells him to just shut up. She is genuinely afraid he will give her a heart attack. He still demands an explanation. She pulls him into a tight embrace, her hazy and tense eyes reflecting in the dark window glass. Suddenly, a long-lost memory from a New Year years ago flashes through his mind. She was stuck overseas back then and could not make it back, so she had called him. She mentioned a friend returning to China and offered to bring back some great local desserts. She wanted to bring them back, and our MC recalls exactly how he had responded. He had laughed it off, saying he did not like sweets, and asking if they had okra.
She had paused, saying fresh food is hard to ship, so she would just order some nearby.
A casual, polite remark from years ago, and she remembered it all this time? She lets out a cold laugh, asking him why he did not recognize her kindness after she brought it. Feeling incredibly guilty, our MC shrinks his neck and desperately tries to escape. But she locks him down, teaching him a lesson that lasts the entire night until dawn. Only when morning comes does she finally read the very last note on her phone. She asks him if it is true that he told her last year he did not like plush toys.
barely breathing, our exhausted MC croaks that he actually loves them. Lies bring consequences.
I do not even need to explain this one. Let us just dive right in.
Next morning, a loud knocking wakes Fang Yuan up. Tao Tao bursts in because the big author conference is starting.
Tao Tao asks why he is still asleep, while our boy Fang Yuan opens the door blushing like crazy.
And there is Bai Ningbing, casually pouring him some milk. Tao Tao immediately stops talking, smirks, and says he totally gets it.
He promises not to rush them and asks if Miss Bai is going to attend the event with them.
Bai Ningbing just smiles, saying it might not be very appropriate for her to show up.
So Fang Yuan grabs some bread from the table and gives his girl a quick kiss on the cheek.
He heads out first, while Bai Ningbing stays behind to handle some of her own business for a few days.
They plan to head home together after the event, but the second Fang Yuan arrives at the venue, he causes an absolute stir.
With both Fang Yuan and He Qiang showing up at the same time, the crowd knows a wild drama is about to go down.
Sure enough, just a few steps away, He Qiang is standing there completely surrounded by a massive crowd of fans.
The guy is absolutely loving the attention, acting like he is some big star even before the main event begins.
He is already bragging to his livestream audience, confidently denying all the plagiarism accusations against him. He claims his book publishing and movie deals are going ahead normally and absolutely nothing will block them.
Fang Yuan gives Tao Tao a confused look, and Tao Tao awkwardly explains the situation. Ever since the plagiarism comparison charts went viral, the fan bases have been having a total war online. But the greedy investors only saw the massive hype and bought the rights anyway, because these days, cash is king. Nobody actually cares about copying as long as it sells, and even a shameless thief gets defended if they are popular.
There will always be brainless fans defending them, which just makes Fang Yuan take a deep, frustrated breath.
So he just gets away with stealing? Tao Tao quickly pulls him down and tells him to stay calm.
He reminds him that Miss Bai's powerhouse legal team is top tier, so they still have a real shot at winning.
But court battles take forever, and by the time they actually win the case,
the copycat will have already made millions, making a tiny court fine feel like pocket change to them.
Seriously, it is just a drop in the bucket. To make things worse, the platform wants even more drama.
They literally sat the two rivals right next to each other, forcing Fang Yuan and He Qiang face to face.
He Qiang smugly smiles and brags that a fortune teller told him his luck was finally about to peak.
He asks if Fang Yuan can see his success now, while Fang Yuan just quietly sits down right next to him.
Fang Yuan whispers back that if He Qiang manages to close a single publishing or movie deal, he will admit defeat. He Qiang demands to know how, and Fang Yuan just rests his chin on his hand, smiling, because I am rich. He Qiang sits there looking incredibly salty, muttering about how being rich is not everything. He tries to save face by acting completely professional and waving nicely to the readers in the crowd.
Fang Yuan waves back cheerfully, making He Qiang curse under his breath that being rich really is a cheat code.
By the time the conference ends, the fans are disappointed because they did not get to see an epic physical brawl.
Instead, a wholesome photo of the two rivals sitting peacefully together starts trending all over social media. The comment section is absolutely blowing up with people asking what is going on here.
Some suspect they are making peace, while others guess they are just smiling for the cameras.
They think they are probably stabbing each other in the back, but admit He Qiang has guts to provoke Fang Yuan. After all, Fang Yuan is backed by the elite Bai family, which is literal cheat code tier capital power. His fans defend him, saying their boy is built different anyway, and then the event finally wraps up. Fang Yuan finally gets back into his car and starts massaging his incredibly sore ankles.
He calls up Bai Ningbing to tell her it is finally over, and she picks up on the very first ring.
Hearing loud background noise, he asks where she is, and she answers that she is at a business cocktail party.
He asks if the Bing boss of Joshing Entertainment is attending, and Bai Ningbing looks around the room for him. She confirms he is, and Fang Yuan smiles, because his casual question just landed him the perfect target. He tells her he is heading over right now, while Tao Tao literally starts rolling up his sleeves for battle. Pulling out a thick stack of documents, our main character is ready to get to work and absolutely ruin this guy's project. The banquet is packed and buzzing, but Bai Ningbing spots Fang Yuan almost the second he walks in. He walks over to find the target, and Bai Ningbing points right across the room. Sitting on a sofa with a wine glass is Gu Shuhai, the big boss of Heartbroken Entertainment.
Her eyes are locked onto a young guy nearby. Fang Yuan steps right up, completely blocking her line of sight. When Gu Shuhai looks up and asks what he wants, he slams the thick files right onto her table. He politely tells her he is there to discuss a partnership, while she glances at the book titles. She just scoffs and tells him she has zero interest in their internal drama. Plus, a book that others overlook actually has great untapped potential, so she has no reason to reject it. He knew she would say that. A little plagiarism usually does not stop these massive corporations. But he quickly counters, what if the author himself is a massive, walking disaster? Gu Shuhai narrows her eyes and demands to know what he means, but Fang Yuan just keeps smiling. He explains that the author, He Qiang, publicly bragged about using his wife as the model for the story. To prove it, our boy pulls out chat records leaked by some undercover fans. He Qiang actually admitted this to over 500 people in a massive group chat. And since certain parts of that book seriously damage his wife's reputation, he is taking full legal action. He makes it crystal clear that he is going to drag this writer through court to the very end. Gu Shuhai thinks it over, completely unfazed, saying their team of writers can just rewrite the problematic parts. If he wants to sue the author, that is his business, not theirs. Our boy just grins. He plans to launch 2 massive lawsuits, dragging this whole thing out as long as possible. It will easily take 2 years. He will make sure this scandal constantly trends online, exposing fresh evidence of plagiarism every single time. Talk about a total nightmare for her screenwriters. Endlessly rewriting a dead project. It will take 4 years to hit screens, and while her company is rich, that is just wasted money. Gu Shuhai actually laughs. She realizes he is absolutely determined to ruin this thing, and he admits he just wants some sweet revenge. What a satisfying win.
She agrees that avoiding a drama-filled project is definitely the smart business move here.
The publisher is even easier to handle. Their friend Tao Tao leaks the evidence, forcing the publisher to cancel the contract and other investors to panic. Nobody wants to get burned. Our boy and Tao Tao celebrate their victory with drinks, and by the time Bai Ningbing arrives, he is completely wasted. He gets highly entertained. On the way back, he scrolls through social media and spots the youngest son of the Shu family. It looks like Gu Shuhai totally snatched him from his fiancée. He is loving the gossip.
He leans heavily on her shoulder, giggling and asking if she can dig up some more juice for him.
Bai Ningbing just laughs. She playfully asks what she should do if she cannot find anything, so he grabs her hand. He pulls her hand to his stomach, teasing her to scratch his itch. Total darkness hits. Her slender fingers slowly trace his abs, and he gets bold, wrapping himself tightly around her. Scratch right there, Bai Ningbing murmurs in his signature smooth, low voice. He points out he has worn his shirt for too long, she literally just put hers on. Wasting zero time, Bai Ningbing teasingly tells the little drunkard that she is not allowed to talk. In the end, Fang Yuan completely misses out on Gu Shuhuai's gossip, and a few days fly by. Soon after, He Qiang's novel completely loses its value as his massive plagiarism scandal gets exposed. The platform completely nukes his work, and honestly, the comments are a goldmine of pure drama. People are slamming him for actually copying and then having the nerve to play dumb and deny it. Netizens are literally calling out his toxic fans, asking if they are just mindless dogs protecting a fraud. Feeling the heat, He Qiang deletes his vague defense post, but stubbornly refuses to offer a single apology. Sometime later, Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing head back to the family estate for dinner. His stepfather actually sighs in pity, mentioning that He Qiang grew up right alongside Bai Ningbing. The stepdad asks if doing this is too heartless, showing he clearly does not know our main lead. Bai Ningbing coldly replies that they were only high school classmates, so the stepdad can invite him if he wants. But he adds that if the stepdad thinks He Qiang fits this family better than Fang Yuan, he should just get a divorce. He tells him to pack up and move in with He Qiang, while Bai Ningbing's mom just quietly sips her soup. The stepfather's face turns completely pale with embarrassment, and he shut his mouth real quick. On the drive back, Fang Yuan is still extremely confused, and it has nothing to do with He Qiang. She asks why he left for Europe right after they married, and Bai Ningbing sighs, blaming it on business.
He explains the overseas market was insanely brutal back then, so he had no choice but to go expand their empire.
Fang Yuan frowns and asks if that was really the only reason he stayed away for 3 whole years? Bai Ningbing just smiles gently and asks if she would rather discuss the spicy story behind the okra instead. She snaps back that they are not debating his ridiculous excuses, but he just playfully gives in. Even though she secretly admits she played a part in him leaving, next day bringing drama as He Qiang storms in. He screams that her methods are incredibly dirty and security had to drag him away.
He was literally about to slap her, but Fang Yuan just shrugs, acting completely unfazed.
She says she just hates seeing thieves act arrogant, which makes He Qiang completely lose his mind.
He shrieks that she is just a talentless hack who is incredibly jealous of his success. Fang Yuan scoffs, mockingly asking what there is to envy about his elite copying skills.
She dares him to actually write an amazing original story of his own if he has the skills.
She promises to back off if he does, and honestly, the author cooked because he actually gets a hit.
Seeing his views skyrocket, her friend Cao Cao admits that maybe this rival actually has some skills. She points out that the enemy is surprisingly skilled, but Fang Yuan remains skeptical as she clicks on his latest chapter.
Something about the writing style feels totally off, and sure enough, a massive plot twist drops days later.
A completely unknown indie writer suddenly steps forward online, begging the public to help expose a massive injustice.
The victim reveals that He Qiang copied his work first, then offered to pay him half the royalties to stay quiet. But the poor guy has not received a single penny, leaving him broke in a tiny rented room.
He cannot even afford basic meals anymore, and this time around, absolutely nobody is willing to defend He Qiang.
The internet absolutely explodes in rage, calling him out for just stitching random trends together like Frankenstein. Sticking them all together was clearly his only way to succeed. Netizens demand this toxic fraud get banned forever, forcing He Qiang to quickly delete his new book in a panic.
He posts a rushed public apology, expressing deep regret for the emotional and financial harm he caused the rookie writer. He claims he has finally paid all the stolen royalties, but someone immediately digs up his old post to mock him.
He literally bragged that originality was his absolute bottom line, and now the comments are dragging him to hell. They ask where his dignity went, noting his moral compass is buried deep underground as his account goes completely silent. Meanwhile, Fang Yuan gets the ultimate win as her original book is officially approved for publication. Fang Yuan's book signing is completely packed, and she is so busy she can't even grab a sip of water. Finally, a break. She grabs some cake and hides in a corner.
She eats while calling Bai Ningbing, telling him he really should have come along with her today.
Since he is her main character anyway, Bai Ningbing takes a quick break and tells her to eat slowly. He asks for half, but mid-sentence, her vision goes pitch black. Out of nowhere, suddenly,
a guy in a baseball cap stands right in front of her. She asks if he needs something.
Suddenly, he raises a water bottle and pours it right over her head without hesitation.
He screams for Fang Yuan to die, instantly drenching her head with freezing cold liquid.
Everyone is frozen in shock. Tragic news and movies flash before her eyes, raising a terrifying thought. Is it acid? Amidst the screaming, she dives headfirst straight into the main lobbies. Central fountain pool, by the time Bai Ningbing rushes to the hospital.
His face is darker than a storm cloud. He finds her arm completely bandaged up.
Red-eyed and miserable, she curls up while Cao Cao teases her, looking completely done with life. Cao Cao says her husband is here as Bai Ningbing approaches.
She carefully pulls up the blanket to cover her head, asking what the doctor said.
Forearm fracture, so basic treatment is fine. It is not serious. When asked what he threw, Cao Cao sighs and says it was just water. So it was a false alarm. Her worst injury was from her own dive.
She complains she did not know the pool was that shallow, though she did wash the liquid off.
But she broke her arm instead. Naturally, the video of her diving
is already viral online. Cao Cao finally leaves.
With only the two of them left, Bai Ningbing sits next to her.
He pulls back the blanket, asking why she is hiding. She admits she is afraid he will laugh.
Bai Ningbing looks at her wrist. Even if the result looks a bit silly, he still believes her quick decision was absolutely correct.
Honestly, there was no better move than jumping into that pool. Hearing him praise her,
She immediately asks to cuddle. Bai Ningbing is clean and smells amazing.
He is completely amused by her.
He kisses her, telling her to rest while he handles the rest. A few days later, she is discharged. Bai Ningbing actually takes a rare day off, just to stay home and accompany her. Leaning against him, she scrolls through her phone.
Only to spot a hot search, He Qiang is arrested for allegedly instigating an assault.
No shot. What is going on here?
While peeling her an apple, Bai Ningbing explains the attacker is actually He Qiang's loyal reader.
He shows her screenshots of the fan complaining. This dude played victim, sighing that he was helpless because tall trees always catch the wind. He noted she was having a signing today, guessing the location was Blue Bay Plaza. The fan promised to get revenge, and He Qiang just sent a dog head emoji. Panicked, He Qiang instantly releases a public clarification statement. He claims he thought the fan was joking and never expected him to go. He opposes illegal acts, begging for mercy. But the comments are absolutely destroying him, calling him both incredibly malicious and stupid. Shifting blame like that is just disgusting.
She is still cursing him out when Bai Ningbing suddenly snatches the phone right out of her hand.
He calmly tells her that He Qiang called a bunch of times, but he ignored them and blocked the guy. Honestly, anyone with half a brain knows what He Qiang wanted. He just wanted her to clear his name. He wanted forgiveness, but let's not forget how this guy secretly prayed for her downfall. He even wanted to see her get hurt. Seriously, a toxic guy like that does not deserve forgiveness.
Just a few days later, He Qiang completely deleted his social media account.
He vanished from the public eye, but rumor has it a group of authors decided to sue him again. This time, over a dozen writers teamed up to sue him, and the damages will absolutely bankrupt him. That transition from summer to autumn felt endless, but thank goodness our main couple finally got their happy ending. As autumn rolls in, her web novel is officially blowing up and pulling in insane numbers.
Her hand bandages finally came off, and Bai Ningbing immediately swept her away for a European vacation.
Standing in his office where he worked for 3 years, she notices a massive shopping mall right across the street. Then get this, it is actually named after her initials. Like, when did he even build that? She leans against the glass to ask him while he just calmly takes off his watch and tosses it onto the desk. He tells her he started planning it before they even got married, which is way earlier than she ever thought. Bai Ningbing wraps his arms around her from behind, saying he wanted to keep it as a first-year anniversary surprise. He admits he did not expect her to see it only now, before gently kissing her fingers. Then he pins her against the window and whispers that the entire mall belongs to her. Her ears turn bright red as she shyly asks him why he went to such lengths. "Because I love you," Bai Ningbing whispers, gently biting her ear.
Hearing her breath hitch only makes him bolder, taking full advantage of the moment.
He tells her he wanted to make her his from the very first moment they met.
She thinks back to that boring matchmaking dinner they had, but honestly, nothing felt special about it back then.
Maybe his taste is just built different. Meanwhile, the sun slowly sets into a gorgeous golden twilight outside.
Bai Ningbing does not say another word, completely overwhelming her until she is helplessly begging for mercy.
The world outside seems to fade away as the clouds shatter against the horizon. In her ear, Bai Ningbing whispers that French phrase again, "Je crois que je suis amoureux de toi." That one sentence instantly unlocks a memory she had buried deep in her mind. Back in her sophomore year, she had joined an exchange student program. She spent 3 months in France, but she did not know a single word of French back then. Her friend dragged her to a small, private bar and pointed at a guy sitting at the counter. The friend told her to go say a specific line to the owner to get a free drink. When she asked what the phrase was, her friend grinned and taught her that exact French line. He told her it meant she really liked the place, so she went over and tapped Bai Ningbing on the shoulder.
She repeated the line with a bright smile, and surprise instantly flashed in Bai Ningbing's eyes.
He waved to the bartender and handed her a glass of orange juice instead of alcohol. He whispered something back in French, but seeing her completely blank, confused face, he switched to English, saying, "Only orange juice tonight." That sweet encounter left a huge impression on her. So every day after class, she would drop by the bar to grab her daily orange juice. She would always wave at Bai Ningbing and repeat that cute phrase, thinking she was just praising the bar. Eventually, school got too busy, and she stopped going altogether.
Over time, she completely forgot about that little memory, until this very moment.
Now that her French is a bit better, hearing Bai Ningbing repeat those words makes her heart skip a beat.
Her defenses completely crumble. She is utterly defeated by his sweet trap. She can barely even stand, and Bai Ningbing just chuckles softly, whispering her name, Fang Yuan.
By now, she should finally understand the secret meaning of that French code. Je t'aime, mon amour, pour toujours. It is not just that he likes this place, it is that he has completely fallen for her.
He once spent an entire week with a bright smile, confessing his love to Bai Ningbing over and over. Then he completely vanished, until they crossed paths again at a blind date banquet 3 years ago.
Only then could this romantic encounter finally continue. Seriously, the author cooked here.